Well, hello everyone. We're checking in with you to see how River is doing. We've set up a 5 singles drill here, and we're on mark number 1. This is a behind the bale throwing from right to left out into the open field. River is a little over 14 months old, so just a little over a year old here. So he does his first mark very well. The wind is blowing roughly the same direction as the road that you see there from right to left. So it's a south-southwesterly wind. And this drill, we walk up to the line, throw a single. Once he picks it up, my wife Julie goes to the next gun station. I'll collect the bird, and then we'll go back into the holding blind. So River got lots of blind time and walking to the line 5 times. So we walked to the line up this hill 5 times. So we got lots of holding blind time and walking to the line time, which is kind of a neat way of doing these walking type singles. So we got wingers out there at each gun station. So number 2 is that broken hay bale you see in the center of your screen. That one will also go from right to left. It takes a few minutes for Julie to get it loaded and ready to go. And the reason I'm showing you this is that I like to bring the dog up the line and have him sit there for a long period of time and wait and be quiet and don't be fussing around. Sure, he's looking around a little bit, but he does see Julie moving around. So once he keys on that, tell him good, mark, signal. This is a tough little mark because it goes behind this log, but he does a really good job. So he actually ends up just slightly downwind, which is perfect on the left side of this log. Now, if he would have went to the right side of this log, he would have been in the wrong position to wind that bird. So he does a really smart and intelligent thing here. And this is the first time we've been up on these grounds since October of last year. So he hasn't seen these marks at all. So doing really good here for the first 2 singles. So again, he comes back to the line. My wife Julie walks over to the next one, collect the bird, walk off the line, go back into the holding blind, make him sit there and wait and be quiet. All right, let's move up to the next mark. Back up to the top of this mound. So this mark is in the center of your screen. You see the hay bale. It's going to be throwing from right to left. It's going to land right in front of that pine tree, that single pine tree that's out into the field on the left-hand side. So again, Julie's getting ready to go. I'm making him sit there and be quiet. I fiddle with the drone a little bit. You can also see some decoys sitting there, and that's going to be the final mark, but he has to go through those decoys, or look past those decoys to see Julie. You see he's locked in on her. Good dog. And Julie's blowing a duck call and shooting a boom gun and kicking a winger. So he does a really good job on this mark. And hook right into it. Lands right in front of that tree. So good job. I think this is the mark that he really remembered because it's going to influence the next one. And I'll show you that here in just a minute. So Julie's walking over to that broken hay bale on the far background. And that's going to be the long bird. That one's going to be thrown from left to right. So again, collect the bird, bring him back into the holding blind. Wait a minute or 2 while Julie gets set up. And I reposition the drone. So here we go, bring it back up to the line. This is the 4th and longest single. It's probably about 120 yards. So it's thrown again sharply back on the right hand side of that hay bale. Now look at this, he just shot to the left. I let him go here because I didn't know if he was going to go back to an old fall and hunt there. I was going to get a correction, but he didn't. He blew right through it. So I decided to let him go. Let's see what he does. He's got to learn to get downwind and come back and hunt it. So he's going to have a little hunt back here. And then he'll come in and get it. So this is not ideal. This is not what I wanted, and this is probably not what you want either. However, I chose not to handle here because I'm just kind of seeing what he's doing and what his tendencies are. But I am going to come back and repeat this mark at the end, and I will have to handle. So he's coming in. Now Julie's going to come way in to the short mark here. Do you see the holding blind on the left? And once I collect this bird, I'll bring it back into the holding blind and make him sit here and wait. Now, I wanted to show you this part of the video because look at River in that holding blind. His back is to the holding blind. All right, so he's facing me. I'm facing away from the line. All right, so when he comes out of that holding blind, I don't like it when a dog comes out of the holding blind and peels off the holding blind and right to the line. We like to put him in the holding blind with their back against the holding blind. I'm about 5 feet out in front of it, so his first initial movement is away from the line and towards me. And then you tell him to heel, and he walks really nice. Nice at heel, not bouncing around, not racing to get up there. So far that has been exceptional on River's part. His temperament there and his attitude is perfect when coming out of a holding blind and walking up to the line. Now Julie's going to throw from left to right. He's going to land on those decoys. I'm telling him easy, easy. Big arc and throw. And again, lands into the decoys next to that hay bale behind that mound. This is about 40 yards, maybe 30, 40 yards. And again, he does a really nice job here. Okay, so we've thrown a mark from right to left to that pine tree, and now from right to left to the pine tree. Yeah, I'm collecting my thoughts here. And then from this holding blind, from left to right in the short mark. So then opposite directions, right? So now we're going to go back and repeat this long mark. And again, she's not quite all the way out there, but I walk him out to the line, and I wanted him to watch her walk out to that long mark. Nice and quiet. I'm going to fiddle with the drone here for a minute. His attention is out there. It's not looking to the holding blind. You just got the short one. It's not looking at the decoys. He's looking out there because there's movement out there, and I want him to focus on doing this correctly. So we're going to throw this mark again. Again, it's the same exact throw. It's going to be angled back to the right. It's going to take a minute for her to load up that winger, but again, he's nice and quiet. It's not jumping around, not moving around. He's just sitting there nice and quietly, looking out in the field. Love that about his temperament. Alright, so I'm going to give Julie a little bit of instruction here in a second. I'm explaining to her, we don't have radio, so we're kind of yelling at each other. She's out there about 110 yards or so, so that's going to be thrown sharply back. So that mark's probably about 120, 130 yards, somewhere in that neighborhood. I want her to hold that white sack. And I'm telling her I don't want him to go to the left and go behind the hay bale. So I wanted her to have that white sack in her hand so she can wave it to the right and try and push him to the right. So we're going to launch the bird. Send him, and boom, immediately goes left. There's some cover right there that he's going around. I'm going to stop him. Julie was trying to get him to go to the right, so I'm going to kick him over to the right, rather. Yep, back. Now he's going to peel off to the left again. Nope, not getting the picture. Now I'm trying to stop him, and Julie's saying, hey, 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 so he got a little confused there. So he comes back in. Good. Listens to me, not Julie. Again, I'm going to handle him back to this long mark, but I got him to the right-hand side. I did not repeat this, but this is a mark I'm going to come back to at a later date and try this again as just a single all by itself and see if I can't clean this up. So he had a little trouble on one of the 5 marks, which is fine. This is what's called training, right? We're training the dog getting him through some difficulties. He never got a single e-collar correction here. He just got 5 singles. I'll come back to line. I'm going to put him up on the truck. I'm going to run another dog. And I did not film this, but we're going to run 4 blinds in the middle of these marks. But again, we didn't film that because I ran out of battery on the drone. Anyway, good job, River. Again, he's just a little over a year old, so he's doing really good. All right, that's an update for now. Thanks for watching.